this is a presentation of my coursework 2. First, I want to explain my code. My code is divided into 5 parts. The first part is from the beginning of the code to the line 92. This part is a database part. This part includes things setting up database table, cleaning up the database, and the database operations. The second part is the data initialization part from line 94 to line 114. Here I add the administrator account and the borrower account. The administrator account ID and password are both admin, which is very common and easy to track. Hackers may be very happy when attacking the database which I designed. I use my name and password 123456 for the borrower in order to testing the function of my program more easily. I add the borrower account here. In the demo, I will show the function of adding and or deleting borrower using the administrator account. This is the third part, which is the data mode part. This part including define various objects and their interaction with the database. Class item, which is line 115, and class borrower, which is line 220. They both use the initial function to initialize their respective attributes, and then use the save function to save to the database. The same function is used in class borrower. At the same time, it has two more functions to implement borrower and returning of items. Similar to this part are the class administrator and class borrower items. The fourth part is also the most important part of the whole code, which is the data structure part. It shows the doubly linked list and binary tree very well. First, let's look at the doubly linked list part from line 135 to line 197. The borrower linked list class uses a doubly linked list to manage borrower. The nodes of the doubly linked list are represented by the borrower node class. Each node contains a borrower object and a pointer to the previous node and the next node, which is previous and the next. The initial function in the borrower node is used to initialize each node in the linked list, including borrower information and front and back pointer. The following initial function is used to initialize this part. The node including head and tail are all none, indicating the linked list is empty. Here I use the add a borrower function to explain the basic logic. The rest also follows this logic. In this function, first create a new node. If the linked list is empty, which itself head is none, then set a new node to the head and tail. If the linked list is not empty, add the new node to the end of the linked list and update the tail node. So what about removing borrowers? In my code, it is removing borrower functions. We need to find the position of a node in the linked list when we want to delete it. Here, I use a loop to traverse a linked list to find the node to be deleted. There are also two cases. The first is that the node want to delete is in the middle of the linked list, which is when we need to update the pointer before and after the node. The second is when the node is at the beginning or the end, so we only need to update the head or tail. The remaining functions are all traversing the linked list to find the borrower. Then the laboratory part from line 378 to line 450. Library uses a binary search tree to store library items. Each node is represented by a tree node, and each node contains an item, as well as pointers to the left and right child node. In the code, tree node is used to represent a tree node containing book information and left and child node. When the library is initialized, the root node, which is root, is none, indicating that the tree is empty. Then the logic of inserting books If the tree is empty, set the new node as a root node. If the tree is not empty, recursive find the insertion position and insert the new node to the appropriate position. Determine whether to recurse left or right by comparing the size of the asset code. The logic of searching for books is recursively traverse each node in the tree. If the book information in the node matches the search things, it is added to the result list. Deleting a book is to first recursively finding the node which is deleted. If found, deleted according to different situation. If the node has no left child node, return the right child node. If the node has no right child node, then return the left child node. If the node has two child nodes, find the smallest node in the right subtree, replace its value with a current node, and then delete the smallest node. The last fifth part is the main function for a part. First, I mainly include the template and function in demo display. This function implements functions such as user and administrator login, book borrowing, and management. Okay, here's the demo. First, I will log in admin, and then I add a book, and title is history, and the category is history, and the language is English, and the author I call Z, and ISBN 1234, and the years published 2024, and it's a book, and then I can search that in title, and title is history, and we can search that, and then we try another maybe authors, and the authors I set Z, and it also can search that. Okay, and then we can add the borrower account, and I enter 7. First name maybe I set is A, and the last name is B, and the account number is 0002, and the username I called it AB, and the password is 123, and you can see it adds successfully. And next I use forward to display all borrower, and the first one is me, which is I set in my code, and the second one is the things that we add. And then we can deny, and we log in AB123, and then I can search the search book, searching title, maybe it's history, and then we use 1 to borrow that, and ID is 1, and it's borrowed successfully. And then we tap 4 to display the borrower books, and it shows the due dates and this borrower. And then we can search the 6 to check the due date, which is 7 days after the borrow date. And then we can enter 7 to check the fast is 0, since everything is in the due date. We are not over the time. And then we can enter 5 to pay that, maybe $1,000. And we can enter 7 to check that. It's 1,000. And then we can log out. And finally, we try to remove the administrator, remove the borrower, and I enter A to remove the borrower, and the account number is 002, and then I remove the AB borrower account, and then we log out, and then we log in borrower AB and 123, and now we can see we cannot log in, and that's all the function of my program. And you can try it by yourself. And thanks for listening. That's all of my presentation.